out what the curriculum was going to be, and now you're being revealed to the actual curriculum. So you have now being passed out both a brochure about AIR, but look inside, because inside there's actually a drawing that is much more readable, sadly, than the one up on the screen. So look at your paper, not at the screen. But this is what we came up with. We have a couple of different programs. The key and sort of the entry point that most people will enjoy is a 3-day weekend workshop. That is the big purple circle off to the left on your sheet. And the interesting thing is that this weekend workshop is not just for artists and creatives. It's for artists and creatives who are professionals. They have made a commitment. They are actually a working professional artist. It's also designed to be for novice creatives. So these are folks who are creative, who are considering a career change, who are trying to figure out how they might change their life to be more creative. Perhaps they're an accountant, but they really want to be a musician. Those folks are absolutely in this mix as well. And then there's the community. These are business people, educators, these are government officials who are all working together. So the way this works is there's 3 days, there's up to 25 people in each of those categories. They're all together. On the first day, what they work on together is the paradigm shift and really understanding how their mental models and the way that we live our lives may make it difficult for an artist to make a living and for a business person to value creativity. So they really start to break down the barriers that make them understand why we're not succeeding. Then on the second day, we teach them a bunch of skills because of the coaching and facilitation that's really being led by Blue Mesa Group. Nikki McMillan, who stood up earlier, and she's going to be up here a little bit later too, really has incredible skills to teach so that we learn how to listen to each other, we learn how to talk to each other, and we learn how to collaborate together. So on that second day, what the groups do together is they work in small groups to solve a local community problem. So all of a sudden, we have artists, business people, creative folks in a room in a small group solving a problem together. They have skills to actually solve the problem. They have an idea of how to plan to solve this problem, because we're going to give them curriculum that helps them learn how to plan. And they learn how to, they experience being both an expert and a novice at the same time, because everyone suddenly sees, oh my goodness, I get that these great ideas are coming from people who I don't even know how to talk to, and wow, I know how to read a financial, and I can help solve this problem in figuring out the plan for this. Then on the final day, everybody goes back into their original groups of professional artists, creative, novice creative, and business person, and they work on an individual plan to really move their career forward or to move their business forward. So it's a much more individualized action plan that they end the weekend with. So it's designed to be a collaborative experience that allows people to really embody how to solve problems together, how to value each other in a different way, and have a great time. They get to meet each other and spend important time together. This is absolutely done in person. This is not using any streaming technology to do. It's done in the Carnegie Building here in Fort Collins. It's also something that can travel, and it's part of the way that we imagine spreading throughout the Intermountain West through the 10 states that we'll be serving. The second piece is the 6-month plan that you see the line that goes across with the dots. This is 4 months of curriculum that helps you actually do a plan. So for the folks who have taken this 3-day workshop, they have a decision moment where they say, you know what, I'm ready. I'm ready to commit, I need to change some things, and I want to do this next 6-month program. So people that they know are in this 6-month program with them. They spent the weekend with them, and they've met the facilitator of the program. They'll have 2 classes every month that are about 2.5 hours long that teach them how to do planning. Business planning, project planning are all basically the same things. So teaching you the skills to make sure that you know how to get a project from an idea into a real implementable project is the idea for this. The key to this, though, is there's also coaching that goes along with this program. So there's 6 months of individualized coaching for every person who's in that 6-month program. So they've got someone to kick them in the butt and say, no, you're not doing that right, and you need to move forward, and hey, maybe you should think about this in a different way. So it's a really great way to help folks actually make change and really live the process that they're learning. You see these little blue dots that are hanging out on the edge. They're definitely people who we recognize will need some skill building along the way. So these are extra modules, skill building modules that are short, these are streamable, these are on demand, that help you get a fundraising leg up. These are not designed to recreate anything that's already in the community now, because we don't want to do that. That's not a good use of our time or energy. But these blue dots are also another way for the community to access AIR curriculum. So anybody can take those skill building classes. All of them will include a 15 to 20 minute beginning portion that's about the paradigm shift and about this value proposition, so that everybody is realizing that we've got to change the way that we think about things. Whether they take a 3-day weekend workshop or not, they'll get that message and they'll start to think about their lives in a different way. So those pieces are designed to be a great way for us to add extra curriculum. The world changes all the time, so we'll be adding new teaching elements throughout that. And again, those will be available online and streamed as well. The 6-month program is actually available in person and also live streamed. So we don't want to, that won't be something on demand. People will have to be watching the stream live in order to participate. But it allows us to actually serve the 10-state region effectively in the beginning, because we'll be using that technology from the Carnegie Building to make that happen. So at the end of the 6-month program, there's life at the end of the tunnel. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and light. But this, you'll have a plan, and you'll have a project that's ready to be presented, ready to be funded, ready to go back to your business owner and say, hey, I've got a new product that I want you to now put into circulation in your business planning. So the business folks that we've talked to are fascinated by this whole idea, because nobody is doing this. This is sort of like a workshop for 6 months with creatives. So from a business perspective, they're very excited about the idea of having the access to creativity and the creative minds in this great way. It's not a traditional professional development program that just teaches you these skills. It's really designed to do more than that. So there's some supporting programs that go along with it. They're at the bottom of your little page. There's industry panels. This will be one of the ways that we'll keep people up to date on industry-specific topics. So for instance, there might be a professional writer who is talking, and an agent, and a blogger, all talking about whether you should use the agent model or whether you should self-publish. Really trying to tackle some of those tough issues that all of us are facing, no matter what industry you're in. So that, again, those will be streamed, so it allows us to spread throughout that 10-state region. And then, of course, interactive arts experience.